morning. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Latricia. How y'all doing this morning? How's it going? Good morning. Glad to have you guys, even if it's just for a nanosecond. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. And this is morning. Good morning. I'm Brown, and I'm here to talk all things mindset, motivation, business, and really just kind of be along the journey with you, alongside you, as we work to become our best selves. All right. So I'm working to become my best self. I want to encourage you to continue to work on being your best self. And if you're doing business, hey, let's get some money made along the way. If you are really focused on family and family life, then hey, see if we can get the best that we can from ourselves and from our family. All right. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. Glad to have all of you here. Let's see. If you're popping in, just say good morning. I'd love to hear from you. Good morning, Ish. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Onyx Love. Glad to have you this morning. Good morning, Qua. Good morning, Monica. How are you? How you doing this morning? I know you're just kind of rounding up and making your way up, but it's good to have you this morning. Good morning. Good morning, Linda. How you doing? Thank y'all for sharing the live. That's how the live goes. Tapping that live, liking the live. In Me Creations. Good morning. That is how the live grows. Good morning, everybody. This is Morning Motivations, and I'm Martine Brown. And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we talk. Right? We talk business, mindset, strategy, AI. It's just a great opportunity for us to get together before we get our day going and remind ourselves as to what we're doing while we're here and what we're trying to do to reach our dreams. Reach our dreams. So lately, I've been kind of analyzing, like, what do you really want long term? I've got about 20 years left to work. Um, What do I want the next 10 to look like? What do I want the next 20 to look like? And there are a couple things that, good morning, Kelly, I had never considered for my life that I'm starting to realize that this actually could come true. Kelly, how was your birthday weekend? How was your birthday weekend? Good morning, Travell, Max affiliate. Good morning. Good morning, I manifest. Miss Linda, how was your weekend? Monica, how was your weekend? How were you guys doing? Did you have a restful weekend? How was your weekend? How are you feeling? This is week 2 of May. Now, those of you that are with me every month, you know I spend the last week of the month gearing up for the next. So I want to talk about the double down. It's in these little bitty moments that we've got to double down on what we said we were going to do this month. This is the second week of May. Let me say, we had a weekend. We did. It went by fast, didn't it? Monica, I know you're leading up to these major holidays. Monica worked with her business partner, and they do a lot of physical work. So I hope that you were able to get a lot of that done this weekend, so that you can go into this week strong and get some things out of stock. Okay. So it's right now, week 2, week 3, week 4. Right now is the time that you really need to do the things you said you were going to do. I've got a massive project, y'all. I haven't talked much about it. I think it'll be a game changer. I'm scared. Like I've told ChatGPT a couple times, good morning, Miss Samela, should I be doing this? Should I be doing this? And ChatGPT being chatty, it was like, yes, this is a great idea. It works. You should do it. Oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear that your daughter was of great help to you. I love it when they get older and they can be more and more helpful. So I'm glad to hear that. I've got this project. It's this brand that I'm building, and it's a faceless brand, so I won't be the face of the brand. And you guys will know that it's me, but you know, I'm trying to see what would happen if I grew this faceless brand. And it's a good idea. It's a solid idea. I know that it is. I know that in my heart that it is. But dang, it is taking so much work to get it off the ground. And it's actually affecting my ability to do other things. And so I'm feeling a little discouraged about it. Even though I know, like, this could really work. This answers a real pain point. And so I'm sharing that because I think a lot of us have projects and things that we're either working on, selling, trying to sell, and you could definitely have feelings of doubt, feelings of like, I can't do it. And so I just wanted to take a couple minutes to talk about kind of what I'm doing to navigate. I'm doubling down. All right. We're going to double down. We're not going to drop out. We're not going to give up on these things that we're trying to do. We're really going to amplify and not abandon our goals. Good morning, RM Designs. Good morning. All right. We've got to double down. And every time those feelings of doubt and fear and uncertainty, you've got to amplify a sense of doubling down and doing the thing that you know is going to get you where you're going to be. Okay. So, one in the chat if you kind of need this reminder today to double down. Drop a 1 in the chat if you need kind of a reminder to double down. Good morning, John Allen. Drop a 1 in the chat if you need this reminder to double down. And then I'm gonna check my feeds because people were commenting the other day and I couldn't see them. Okay, I still don't see any comments, so hopefully it's working. All right, perfect. right, good. I see the ones coming in. All right, so we've got to double down. It's quite terrifying to do things that are new, to take risks, to let me up my speed because I'm not walking fast enough. To fully actualize, fully like. Sometimes I think the scariest thing is the idea that you're closer than you think. Right? Like if I am only one post, one share, one product away from like earning the income, the following that I need to live out my mission. It could be quite scary. And to be honest with you, it's closer than you think, even if you can't see it now. And it's not something I'm having to remind myself. Okay? So here are a couple of realities. Even though it's right around the corner, if you're not seeing fast results, good. Keep going. If you're feeling like your results are crawling, good. That's your proof that real change is happening underneath the surface. So it shouldn't move fast. I'm a fast mover. All right, I move fast. I also want fast results. It's a flaw. It's a character flaw. Moving fast and taking risks is helping my business, but I also recognize where when you move too fast, you make mistakes, and also moving fast doesn't mean the results will also be fast. Okay? A couple reasons why. Okay. Growth, it really isn't loud at first. Good morning, Toya. Glad to have you. How was your weekend? Growth isn't loud, not at first. What it takes to have an apple tree, an orange tree, a rose bush, the initial bud is so small and the growth takes time, right? Good morning, Charlene. Thank you. Y'all keep the hearts going. I appreciate that. Oh, so I had a great weekend. It was busy. I was on mom mode, but it was busy, busy, busy. My son is in competitive dance, also my niece. And so it was a long weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we were in Irving, Texas. And anybody who's followed their child around at a dance competition or basketball tournaments, football games, soccer days, then y'all know what it is. It's a lot of dragging crap around, water bottles, juice bottles, chips, crackers. So I'm a little tired. But I need to talk about this more. So I got some things I want to thank you guys about. Because I had some epiphanies over this weekend. But first, let me finish this thought about doubling down. All right? Growth is not loud at first. It really isn't. Okay? So if you're not seeing fast results, it's okay. We want to just see a little bit of progress at a time. Progress doesn't post selfies. Okay? All right? Progress doesn't post selfies. It really doesn't. Your consistency is stirring up the momentum that you need and that you haven't seen yet. But it's cooking. It's there. Keep showing up messy. Keep stacking the days. All right? Question. What's something you've been doing consistently lately that you're proud of? Let me know in the chat. Let me know anything that you've been doing consistently that you're like, you know what? I've been nailing that. I've been nailing that. Let me know in the chat. What's something that you've been doing consistently? And you determine what consistency is. Doesn't matter. You decide what that thing you've been doing regularly. For me, it's been working on this faceless brand. I've been working on it regularly. I've personally been struggling with this fast versus results because I feel like I should have more of it done. And so I've just had to accept that the entire progress and the success of this faceless brand is not how fast I get it launched. It's how well my content is, the quality of my content. It's the idea that I have a full front and back end system. And the reality is it's going to take time. More time than I ever really realized, to be honest with you. All right. But I've been consistent. Every day I work on it for a couple hours and the needle is moving along. All right. Let me read some of your responses. All right. Let's see. YouTube videos. All right. So Kelly's been getting the YouTube videos out. Miss Linda's been putting herself first. All right. I love that. Charlene, you've been streaming. Every scheduled time I'm on. I love it. I love that. So, second question. Based on these things that you guys have been consistent about, what are some positive results that you've noticed, no matter how big or small? For me, mine is that I went from idea to now. I actually have like a concept. So that's been what the progress is. Like, okay, I keep working on this, and it's no longer this little thing that's in my head or this thing I'm fiddling around with on my regular platforms. Its own thing that has meat to it. Okay. So when we talk about posting to YouTube consistently, putting yourself first, streaming consistently, what's been the impact? What results have you seen from this ability to be more consistent? All right, so Linda, you said your product creation has grown. I love that. Charlene says she gets so much work done when she's streaming, so she's less distracted. Let's see what else we got. Let me know in the comments. 2 questions. Those of you that are just popping in, 2 questions. All right, so first, what's something that you've been doing consistently that you're especially proud of? Second question, what have been the results? All right. And when we forget that we can and have the ability to be consistent, I'm going to give you a sneaky little mindset hack. All right. So when you feel the loudest urge to pivot, to give up, to quit, all right, when you're tempted to ditch the plan, that's me. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is dumb. Maybe I need to focus my efforts somewhere else. That's actually when it's time to double down. Okay. So when there's that itch to give up, to quit, to stop prioritizing yourself, to focus on other things instead of focusing on getting those YouTube videos out. Good morning, Brother Dean. Glad to have you. 2 questions. What have you been doing consistently that you're proud of? Second question, what's been the impact of that consistency? All right. So here's where I'm going with this. Because all of us have these moments where we feel like we need to pivot. We self-sabotage. I'm using the word pivot, but we begin to self-sabotage our efforts, right? Things are starting to go good. We're building some momentum, and then we let life get in the way. We let setbacks get in the way. We let this fear, Because if things stay the way they are, we know this. Even if we don't like it, even if we broke, even if it's not the best circumstance, we know it, right? But when we start to make progress, oftentimes we quit. And some of it has to do with fear. Most people quit during the quiet season. Most people quit during the quiet season. All right. But people who win, they know that the true glory, that true magic, it happens in the middle. It happens when things are messy. It happens when it feels like everything is falling apart, but you double down on what you came to do and you do it. All right. So if you can double down right now on these things that you're being consistent about, especially when you're tired, especially when you're unsure, especially when you're not validated, especially when, in my case, you haven't proven that it works yet, you can multiply your future by 10 times. So you have to double down. All right. Last week I missed Wednesday, hurt me to my soul, spent an hour looking for a remote that was slapped out of my face. I wanted to give up. I wanted to say, well, bump it. I'm going to lose days and days of walking and going live. But I decided to double down. Y'all, it was a rough weekend. It wasn't negative, but I've been on my feet and moving and dragging bags for 3-4 days. I was tired. Why don't I just skip the Monday walk? I'll just skip it, no biggie. No real reason other than I'm tired. Make the choice to double down. I'm so close to where I'm trying to go. Physically with my health and with my desire to be consistent over this next year to connect with the community and to go live on a regular basis. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, one mind, body, and soul. Glad to have you this morning. 2 questions for you. 2 questions. Question 1, what's something that you've been doing consistently that you're proud of? Question 2, what has been the results? What's been the results? All right? Because if you can double down on the things that you've been consistent about, meaning when all the negative things get in the way of you being consistent, you can multiply your future by 10 times if you just double down on it. If I plant roses today, I will not have roses tomorrow. You water invisible roots for a season. You water invisible roots. You water things you can't see for a season. You're watering. You're building products, creating new views, going live on a regular basis with no idea of what it's going to look like in the future. And you've got to trust the process, even where there's no proof. That's where I'm struggling. I got to trust the process, even though there's no certifiable proof that this thing that I'm putting together will be successful. I got to believe that it does. I got to double down on it. And I can't let fear cause me to pivot or stop working on it or push it away or push it on the rug. Can't do that. Can't do that. And you can't do that either. One mind, body, and soul says she's been showing up and for results. She's been showing up for herself, and results are movement in all areas. Good morning, Miss Janice. Glad to have you. Miss Janice, 2 questions. What's something you've been doing consistently that you're proud of? Second question, what have been the results of that consistency? One Mind, Body, and Soul says she's showing up for herself, and the results have been movement in all areas. I love that. All right? Because the big picture is momentum compounds. You can't see it, you can't touch it, and that momentum is going to be in the space before it shows up visibly, before it shows up as sales, before it shows up as in follows. Good morning, Kim. And that's where we are right now. All right? We're building foundations that people just can't see yet. That's all we're doing. We're building foundations nobody can see. All right, so here's our double down challenge for today. Here's where I want you to double down. Pick one area where you can double down on your energy, your presence, or your effort. Pick one area where you can double down on your energy, your presence, or your effort. All right? So maybe you post twice instead of one time. Maybe you're going to pitch 2 people instead of 1. Maybe you're going to show up twice today, even if it's a little messy. All right? So small amplification, big compounding later. Small amplification, big compound later. Right? Dean says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not there. Seen. I'm with you. Janice says, I show up for my group every day. We encourage each other. Miss Janice, what has been the results of showing up for the group every day? And what's been the results of that encouragement? Let me check out all the little groups here. Okay. I'm going to drink some water. Miss Monica, don't forget, we got our water drinking to do. Monica, tomorrow is shot day, and I bumped my medication up, so I'm not looking forward to side effects. So I'm going to really try to take care of business today. Yeah, okay, let's talk about the cup. So y'all know this weekend I took my kids to the competition, and I don't know. I had the cup was gone. And I was so hurt. So I ordered a new one, and yeah. But y'all know we've been talking about this. I keep having these little setbacks. Because baby, my skin been looking beautiful lately. I've been having glassy skin, honey. But I've been drinking more water. I've had improved digestion. Drinking more water. But something tells me my kids knocked the wagon where we had all our things over and didn't bring everything back in. So it grew legs and it walked away. But I said, okay, it's a setback. I'll order a new one. And good morning, Angela. It's not going to stop me from drinking more water. It's not going to stop me. Right? Because that was the reason why we kind of give up on the things that we're working on. Because when the kids get sick, we lose something we needed desperately. And this happens to me all the time. Things getting lost are misplaced, broken. Those of you who've been doing this with me a while, you know when I started walking, I had an Apple Watch. I'd had an Apple Watch for many years. I was not using the Apple. I was using the watch to tell time and get notifications. I was not using it for fitness. Then I started using it for fitness, and I ran it over with my car. Then I dropped my phone that I'd had for several years, the phone I used to go live with. I dropped it, shattered the back. Then I was going outdoors to walk and go live. Wasn't working, tons of buffering. So then I had to bring it inside. Most recently, my remote to my treadmill that I have to have fell in between my cords, my computer cords, missed a session. All of these are things, challenges, setbacks, many cuts. And that's why it's so important that we double down. Okay? It's key to this effort in doubling down because things are going to continue to happen. But if the larger plan is for you to have a legacy to leave for your children, then part of the process is dealing with when it's messy. Yeah, Monica, I will put my name on it, but I really think it rolled down the road. I think it was just, I think they knocked because they did. They were pulling the mat and they kept knocking it. So I think, because I checked the hotel that we stayed at. We stayed at a hotel Saturday night. I checked the convention center we were in, and it wasn't there. Like, I think it's in like a ravine or something. I do. But instead of letting that eat me up, I grabbed some water, my good old traditional water bottle, and I'm gonna keep drinking water. Good morning, Infinite Rocky Power. Glad you're here. Now, here's why I need to thank you guys. Those of you that have been getting up with me, your presence keeps me encouraged. You keep me coming back. And it has nothing to do with whether or not you walk. You can walk if you want to, or you cannot walk at all. It's up to you. But here's what I'm going to tell you. So where this dance competition was this weekend, it was about an hour away from my home. And to travel, because it was Friday, I had to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was 6 trips, an hour up, an hour back. So I decided to stay in a hotel so that I could reduce it to 4 trips. And one of those trips will be on a separate day, just to kind of get some rest, give myself and the kids more time to sleep. And so I stayed in a hotel about a half a mile walking distance from the convention center. And you guys, I didn't realize how much the walking we do 3 times a week, or now 3 times, but we were doing 5, made walking back and forth to that hotel, it made it so much easier. I wasn't exhausted. I wasn't winded. I've lost 30 pounds since starting this. All right? In combination with my medication. So the medication plus exercise and a little bit of diet change, I've lost 30 pounds. I didn't realize what I was carrying. And I didn't realize the kind of weight that it was having on me. Okay? So, A, thank you for showing up. All right? Thank you for giving me a reason to choose myself. It really, 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 really helps that you guys are here. It keeps me moving. It keeps me inspired. And I'm starting to see the compounded benefit when I'm at my kids' stuff and I'm not exhausted walking from the hotel to the convention. Now, you know, I was a little bit of a thug about it. And I made the kids pull it away. So I didn't pull the wagon until yesterday when I had to walk back by myself. But even in adding that extra weight of pulling the wagon, it wasn't terrible. But I've been doing a little bit at a time. I used to run, right? And I'm not at the running pace anymore.
But all of these days, these 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, sometimes 50 minutes, they compounded. So when I needed to do a longer walk, it was easy. I felt lighter. I felt accomplished, and I wasn't exhausted. All right. So for me, in that area of my life, those are the wins. That is the invisible work that I didn't see before. I couldn't imagine, knowing how I felt this weekend and how I moved this weekend, what that walk would have been like 30 pounds heavier. I don't know. I don't want to know. But I need you guys to hear me that the work you're doing in your business, the work you're doing to change your diet, the work you're doing to improve your health, the work you're doing to invest in your children, the work you're doing to invest in your caregiving duties, take care of mom, dad, uncles, aunties. That little bit of work every day is compounding. It's building up something inside of you that's going to help you accomplish anything that you want. Okay? So we have to double down on it. But I did want to say thank y'all for showing up. I always say I don't take it lightly. There are plenty of us that go live. So if you come in for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour, I appreciate you being here because it's helping me be a better person. And I'm going to continue to work to help you navigate the things that you're trying to navigate as well. And remember, walking's not required. It's just what is my goal. It's not required. All right? So I'm back, even though I'm a little tired, even though it was a busy weekend, even though there are so many other things I need to be taken care of. Because also, if you got kids and activities, a weekend like this, we just drop everything and run. So I got plenty to do. I'm not going to get it all done today. But I needed to double down on this 40 minutes. This is exactly where I needed to be. This is exactly the work that I was trying to do back in October, and I can't give up on it. I can't give up on it. I'm not going to give up on it. Next month will be a year. Yes, the end of next month will be a year that I started taking Manjaro, and I really started taking my life more seriously. It'll be a year. I was at my heaviness. My feet were tingling. My legs were tingling. My hands were tingling. My A1C was going up. And it's been going up the last couple of years. I was unhappy for a variety of reasons. And I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back. Yeah, Monica, it was fast. Yeah. And I feel like I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. Good morning, Melanin Seduction. Good morning. Good morning. Glad to see you. All right. So with all that being said, let's double down on the things that we want. Let's double down on our wildest dreams. And let's double down on creating the life that we want for ourselves that's going to take us into the next year. We can do this. All right? We can do this. We're already doing it. We're already doing it. All right? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, well, good luck on your appointment, Monica. I hope everything goes well. I hope everything goes well and you get the results that you're hoping for. All right. We're back for another week. Today is Monday. If you love Mid-Journey, we have more Mid-Journey Mondays with Regina. Tuesday, Comedy Home. Wednesday and Thursday. Let's double down on that work. This Thursday, Holly has It's Real with Artfully Melanated Designs. You can head on over to her spot and take her reels class. Okay? All right, I'm going to take my pace down. Thank y'all so much for sending the loves and the shares. Good morning, Miss Mary. Glad to have you this morning. Glad to have you this morning. Glad to have all of you here this morning. All right, so here's our homework. Let's keep being consistent in the things that we know we can be consistent in. We don't need to start nothing new. Let's just double down on these things that we're working on. All right, let's start there. Second week of May. Anybody who's selling Mother's Day products, this is the week that you definitely want to make sure you're putting that stuff out there. Make sure that you have updated your listings. You got your social media content out. There are tons of people that are going to be buying stuff late, down to the last minute. Take advantage of the late purchasers. I hate personally that Mother's Day falls like before the 15th. So there are going to be folks like continue your sales. I would say continue your sales right through the 16th because there are going to be people who are going to wait on that payday and they're going to take mama out next weekend. Also, at this weekend, all the way through, I would say the third or fourth week in June is graduation. There will be graduation parties, graduation events, and literal graduations for about the next 6 to 8 weeks. A lot of times people are traveling. They save their Mother's Day gifts and combine them with those graduation celebrations. Okay? Mother's Day, people actually search for birthday gifts, anniversary gifts, memorial gifts year round, and they will search Mother's Day to kind of get that same vibe, even though it's not Mother's Day. Okay, so it's actually not too late. Mother's Day related items are kind of evergreen in that way. So what does that mean? People will look for 60th birthday mom gift, but they'll also look for Mother's Day gifts that they then can flip into a birthday gift. All right. So don't give up on it. Graduation is going to be season. The height of the season is about 6 weeks long between now and sometime in June, the high season. And what other season are we in? We're in wedding season. There we go. We are knee deep in wedding season. And then we'll have another surge in the fall. All right. All right. That's it for me today, guys. Y'all have good morning, Sage. Y'all have a great rest of your day. As always, thank you for coming to Morning Motivations. I'll see you Wednesday. Let's double down on our efforts to make our dreams come true. Listen, I appreciate you guys being here, and I don't take it lightly. You could be anywhere, but you're right here with me. All right, listen, YouTube and Facebook.